Loving what you're watching? Don't miss a moment of Einstein's disease or any of your favorite Now Media TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access to our full lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Spanish. Prefer to listen on the go? Catch the podcast version of the show right on the Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv. From business and breaking news to lifestyle, culture, and everything in between, Now Media TV is streaming 24/7, ready whenever you are. Welcome back to Einstein's disease, providing tools to help you maximize your future by sharing new processes of saying yes and no versus assuming you already know everything. I'm Kenzie Terpstra, joined with my co-host, Greg Ellers. Greg.
Thanks, Kenzie. We're back with Ricky. It's been really a rich conversation because it's candid, Ricky, and a lot of, as you mentioned, one of the big words when you're buying and selling a house, there's a lot of emotion attached to it. And in the era that we're in with AI, as you mentioned, everybody has a PhD from Dr. Google. There's a lot of challenges that you're facing because of technology, specifically AI, and a lot more potential for some of your potential clients or sellers to be misrepresented in some information they receive if they happen to be engaged with an AI agent that they actually think is a real person, giving them misinformation about maybe the value of their home or what they're able to afford. And those are challenges that you really have never faced before because they can look and sound a lot like you. And your agents are out there having to work not only in trying to help somebody buy or sell a home, but on the educational aspect that, Kenzie brought up, teaching people about how to buy a home. Now you're teaching them a little bit about the misconceptions that might be arising because of technology. And I was interested to understand how you and your team are seeing this and what your thoughts are on being able to be a little bit forward in trying to help your clients, buyers and sellers to be more aware and be a little bit more suspicious when they are not actually engaged in a face-to-face conversation with yourself or your team.
Well, I know that we do a lot of face to face. I mean, like, go to the house, talk to them. We want them to see us when we talk to them. I mean, they can manage their emotions by our emotions and our excitement, no matter which way it is. I mean, there's a lot of anxiety going on when people are either buying or selling. So, talking over the phone sometimes isn't the solution. And for that reason, we get to not worry about all the people calling them. And like you said, the AI, I haven't had so far really experienced any of the AI stuff as far as calling. I mean, I have rental properties. People call me for my houses all the time, but it's just, there's a lot of companies out there just trying to buy houses. Everybody's trying to buy it at a lesser cost. Everybody's got the numbers or their mathematical formula. I mean, for how they want to buy. We just got to let everybody know what's going on, what their price, what the value of their home is, and we need to make sure we shift the focus on what everybody else says. You know, we give them papers in their hands. Here's what it is. What's going on. I mean, sometimes we'll just take them out and go look at their competition. I've done that. I can't even tell you how many times. I'll be at a house on a listing appointment, talking with them, and they're like looking at the pictures and this, that, and the other of the other houses. Oh, my house is nicer than this and nicer than that. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go. So what do you mean? Yeah, I made an appointment for 45 minutes after I got here, if in case you wanted to go see these two houses. And we get in the car and go. We go look at them. And then they're like, oh crap, maybe mine doesn't look quite as good. Maybe mine's missing this. You know what I mean? I think even in coaching, right? I can tell somebody you're horrible But if you don't think you're horrible, it doesn't matter. You understand what I mean? So I'm not going to tell
Absolutely.
them. Yeah, I'm not going to tell them my thought on the house. I'm like, hey, let's look at the competition, and that kind of does that's an eye opener right there.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Kenzie? I mean, a generation removed, a few generations removed, it seems that it's harder to get people of the younger generation to engage in those face-to-face meetings as much as they want to do something over text or over phone. So, um, does the solutions, how do those solutions sound to you? Because it's uh, at the end of the day, you're the customer or the potential customer, right? And that's the challenge that Ricky has.
100%. I definitely get where you're coming from with younger people. We're always on our screens, and I'm the same. I hate calling places. I will do anything before I have to call someplace. But before I call someplace, I'd much rather go in person. And that may just be me personally because I'm a face-to-face people person, but it's a lot more personal when you can sit down and have a face-to-face conversation with somebody. Obviously, distance has its limitations for some things, and a phone call does work better, but you can't know someone and trust someone with something as big as helping you buy your home that ideally would be your home for many years to come. And you want to be able to know that person and talk to that person. And so I do think that Ricky's solution of having that personal connection in person, face-to-face conversations would definitely help younger people looking to buy a home right now.
And Ricky, do you talk to us a little bit about on this solution side? Are you seeing a lot more younger people because we do get statistics that show that people don't feel that home purchases are attainable? How are you when somebody comes in, Kenzie walks into your office and says, "I'm Kenzie, I'm looking to buy a house here in Houston." How are you seeing the younger generation? Are they believing they can buy a home? Are they interested? Where does and when you find them in a position where their home desires are aspirational versus what they make, how do you go about that? It's a couple of questions, but I give you a chance to answer them all.
Here, I'm gonna go in two phases. All right, it goes back to you don't know what you don't know, right? So I've just recently had a couple of houses, a couple of clients that are late 20s, early 30s. They're like, well, hey, listen, Ricky, can you help me find a rental? I mean, I'm looking about 2,500 to 3,000. They want what they want because they can afford it. So then we started talking about that a little bit, and then I started. Now understand this: I have a 28-year-old and I have a 40-year-old. I have kids in between, right? So I have kids on that age. So I talk to them like I let them know, listen, man, I'm gonna talk to you like I'm your dad. I just not to minimize your education or anything else, but I want to tell you what I would tell my kids because I want somebody to help my kids like I help others. So I'll take them out. We'll look at a couple things, because they want maybe 400,000 and the house is what they want, but the payment's not what they want. But they're renting for a 1,500 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath for 2,300. Now I can take them to the same size house that they're renting and they can buy it. I just got to find them the right area. You understand? And a lot of the new construction, that's where I've spent a lot of time in. They buy interest rates in blocks. So instead of the seven, the house I just closed recently. Their first year is 2.99, second year is 3.99, and then it's 4.99 for the rest. You know, the lender helps with closing costs. So it's all about the story. I want to find out what my buyer's story is. What is it? And then I try to find what matches them. And the one thing you'll get from me, which is kind of, Ricky, what's your opinion? I really don't have an opinion because I don't have your finances. I'm going to provide you the information based on what you've told me that matches it. You have to make the decision at that point. But I can give them all the players, the lender, the title company, the inspector, whatever you need to help you make the decision. Because they're the subject matter experts. I'm the expert in the real estate part and finding and negotiating. I hope that answered that piece. Um, the other piece is I think the younger people, they make a lot more money than I made when I was their age. And I don't know that they know the value of the money as well as, oh, hey, I'm making 70,000, but I got this, and this going out. Can I afford it? They will pay $900,000 a month for a car, but not pay $2,400 for their own home. So I mean, we talked through that in a reality check. I'm not trying to tell them I'm passing judgment. I'm opening up. I want you to hear it from a different kind of angle so that, okay, maybe, wow, maybe I can get a house. I was asked one time, what's more important to you, Ricky? The house you live in, the car you drive? And I asked them the same thing. Cars just run around, their status quo, whatever, but the house is where they go to every day.
That's a great way to look at it. The whole cars go around, but the house stays where it's at. And I can fully attest that you hit the nail on the head. I know multiple people that have $600, $700, $800 car payments. And me personally, I'm like, man, I wish my rent was that. Like, you're paying so much money into a car payment when you could be investing it into something such as a mortgage or a down payment on a home, that sort of thing. So that was a great point to leave off this segment on. We're going to jump off for another quick short break before we come in for the final segment and wrap up our conversation here with Ricky. We'll be right back.